Most kingfishers are tiny, bright flashes of blue that spend their lives darting over rivers and creeks, catching small fish. But somewhere in these Australian woodlands lives a kingfisher unlike any other. A bird that's so large, at first glance, you probably wouldn't even realize that it's a kingfisher. So today, I explore Belair National Park and try to find one. So pour yourself a coffee or a tea, and let's track down the world's largest kingfisher. I can't believe it. Wow. Today, I'm tracking down the world's largest kingfisher. But not only am I going to show you that, I'm also going to show you the other incredible bird life that called Belair National Park its home. This here is an absolutely incredible national park in South Australia. So hopefully we'll see some koalas, maybe a kangaroo, and hopefully a bunch of bird species. So join me as I look for the world's largest kingfisher. Now, the specific species of kingfisher that I'm looking for today is actually the kookaburra. If you didn't know, the kookaburra is actually part of the kingfisher family, and specifically the laughing kookaburra is the largest of the kingfishers. So today I'm trying to track one down. The weather is absolutely gorgeous, and there's a ton of people outside. It's a Sunday, fingers crossed. So as we look for the world's largest kingfisher today, I'll also show you the other species that I see along my journey. One of the first bird species that I saw is this here, the rainbow lorikeet. This is often considered the world's most colourful bird. Rainbow lorikeets are famous for being very playful, and I believe they are playing here, and you can often see them hanging upside down. But this is quite a common species in South Australia, so I kept walking. By the way, the vlog footage is filmed on an iPhone, and the bird footage is filmed with my Sony a6400. So it rained a lot yesterday, pretty much the whole day. So I'm hoping that might give me a better chance with birds. Actually, you know what? Now that I say that, I don't know if it will have any impact whatsoever. But usually the creeks in here are pretty dry. But now there's actually some water in them. So we'll see if that has any impact on the bird watching. If any bird experts are watching, I'd love to know what bird species this is. I believe it's a weebill, but I'm not entirely sure. But it was very fast moving, so it didn't stick around for too long. This national park has some absolutely gorgeous old trees, so it's the perfect habitat for small birds and for larger birds as well. The next bird that I saw was the musk lorikeet, which is often considered the world's cutest parrot. I would have to agree. After that, I met probably the world's smartest rock, and then kept searching, and it wasn't long until I saw yet another rainbow lorikeet. This national park is absolutely filled with them, and you can hear them pretty much the whole time you're walking around. After doing a short walk through the forest, I went back to the lake, which is where I parked, and decided to see what birds were living in the water. Though I probably wasn't going to find a kookaburra here, my curiosity got the better of me. These here are Pacific black duck. Clearly they're very used to people. They came up and said hello. Then here in the water we have a dusky moorhen. Even though I've overheard people say this many times, these here are not a type of duck. And speaking of birds that get mistaken for ducks, in the water here sat a Eurasian coot, a Pacific black duck flew past, and here you also have a grey teal. And then of course another Pacific black duck came up to say hello. They seemed very interested in my camera, but then of course quickly got bored. There is truly an endless amount of rainbow lorikeets and noisy miners. I mean, they're truly everywhere. Noisy miners are a type of honeyeater, and they're highly aggressive and territorial, and they actually cause quite a bit of a problem for other bird species. So I kept walking, hoping to track down a kookaburra. Now, despite being a type of kingfisher, they actually don't eat that much fish. They mainly eat insects, lizards, snakes, and mice.
This place is absolutely teeming with bird life. Every meter you walk, you see another bird or you hear another bird. It's absolutely incredible. Now, so far I haven't had any luck in finding a kookaburra, but I do have a plan. My plan is simple. The Laughing Kookaburra is famous for its laugh, obviously, hence the name. So I'm hoping as I walk around that I get to hear the kookaburra's laugh. And fun fact, the kookaburra's laugh is actually, it's not laughing. It's actually a territorial call. So they're marking their territory when they laugh. Now, even if I do hear a kookaburra's call, which would be very useful, they can actually be heard up to 1 kilometer away. So there's no guarantees that it will be close by if I hear it, unlike other bird species which you can probably only hear from a few meters away.
Another species that I kept seeing as I was walking was the red wattlebird. These are the second largest honey eater in Australia, and they primarily feed on nectar from native flowers like eucalyptus and banksia.
It also makes it difficult because most of the time kookaburras are sitting completely motionless. So I'm not going to see some movements or anything. They're sitting completely still, hoping that their prey moves, and then they can obviously jump in and attack, whether it's a lizard, a frog, a mouse, a snake. So most likely I won't be seeing any movement. I'll basically just have to scan every single tree as I walk. So, I've got a new strategy. Instead of being out in the dense bushland, I've found this field here. And I'm going to see if that helps me. I feel like often magpies are found in fields like this because, speaking of, there's one right there, because it's so easy for them to hunt. So, I'm hoping maybe kookaburras think the same. So maybe if I stay and look in this field for a bit, maybe I could find one in the tree lines, as it would be reasonably easy for them to hunt here. That's my guess. Honestly, I'm just guessing. I haven't heard a kookaburra though. No signs just yet. Lots of magpies, lots of noisy miners, lots of red wattlebirds as well, but no signs of a kookaburra just yet.
On the outskirts of the field here, I saw this eastern rosella hiding, but it wasn't the species that I was after, so I kept walking. And I'm glad that I did, because only a few minutes later, my luck changed.
Okay, I think that's a spinebill. I've never gotten a photo of one before. I don't know if I can get any footage. He's jumping from one branch to the other. He flew away. I did not stand a chance there. He was so fast moving. I need to go back and get my tripod. I just kept walking. I'm so annoyed. I really thought I was gonna get good footage there. I'll keep searching for the kookaburra. I got distracted, but that would have been cool. Bit of a letdown, to be honest, but we persevere. I won't lie, this is proving to be more difficult than I expected. I did think that I would have seen a kookaburra by now, to be honest. The weather's gorgeous. Seen a bunch of other birds, so I can't complain too much, you know. I can hear some frogs, which is something the kookaburras eat. So, maybe this is a good spot. There's a creek running here. So, Maybe I'll stay in this spot for a bit. I've seen a few bird nests around, but that will not help me today. Kookaburras actually don't build nests. They actually just use old tree hollows as nests. So environments like this are absolutely perfect for them because there is an abundance of old trees with large hollows in them. It's why it's so important to not only plant new trees, but ensure the old ones don't get cut down, because these new trees are obviously too small to have large hollows in them. So the bird species that do live inside of hollows, such as the kookaburra and also a bunch of lorikeets as well, they need these old trees in order to survive. So it's important for national parks like this to exist. No luck here. I think I'll have to keep walking. This won't seem legit, but it's so much colder on this side of the tunnel somehow. All of this, I guess, is hidden in the valley. It's like 5 degrees colder the second you walk through the tunnel, and completely different plants and everything. And all of a sudden, there's New Holland honeyeaters everywhere. Not a single one on the other side of this valley. And you walk through the tunnel, you get completely different birds, completely different plants. It's very cool. I think I heard a kookaburra. Very, very far away. But it's a good sign. Maybe they're on this side of the valley. So I'm actually going to follow this creek here behind me because it leads to a waterfall. I'm hoping maybe there'll be some kookaburras up there. Fingers crossed. Finally, a koala. This whole time I haven't seen a single koala. You always see a koala in this park, so it's good to see one. No kookaburras yet, but I can tell you one thing. I regret wearing a jumper and jeans. All of a sudden, you walk up this hill and it is absolutely boiling. Down in the valley, it's freezing, and I wish I brought a jacket. And then up here, I feel like I'm ready to go to the beach. Wow, that is pretty beautiful. You know what's also beautiful? Kookaburras, but I haven't seen one.
So I kept walking to the waterfall, keeping my eye out for the world's largest kingfisher. The closer that I got to the lookout, the more incredible the views got. Along the way, I spotted a group of superb fairy wrens. This here is a female superb fairy wren. I only caught a glimpse of the male, which have a much more striking, vibrant colour. But as I got closer, it scared them off. But that didn't matter, as I had arrived at the lookout. Australia is famous for its incredible waterfalls, so I was excited to see one of them up close. Yeah, no, it was a bit of a letdown. Not the best waterfall I've seen, but I was still happy. It was a beautiful walk, and hopefully with these panoramic views, I would get the chance to see a wild kookaburra. But sadly, I had no luck. So I had to make a decision on whether to stay there for sunset or to head back down. As the waterfall was quite far away from all the other points of interest in the park, I decided to head back down and explore some other areas in Belair. On my track back down, I spotted this bird yet again. I believe this is the same species I saw earlier in the day at the top of the trees. I'm still unsure what bird it is, so please let me know in the comments. But they were very jumpy, so when I got close, they scattered away. As I walked back down, the temperature immediately got colder. I was feeling slightly defeated, but every time I saw a new species, my hopes got lifted. Speaking of, the next species that I saw was this here. This is a silver eye. They also were very jumpy, so I didn't stay for too long.
I've only got, I think, 2 or 3 hours left. Maybe 2 hours until the park closes, because I'm parked inside, so I'll be locked here overnight if I don't find it soon. So I'm going to change my strategy. There was nothing at the top of the waterfall, so I'm going to try walking to, there's a plant nursery in the park, which is really weird. There's just a business in the middle of the park. I don't think I've seen that anywhere else. And I'm going to try my luck there, because obviously with all the plants in the nursery, there's a bunch of different food there, which maybe draws in smaller birds, which kookaburras actually do eat small birds. So maybe, if I'm lucky, there could be some at the plant nursery. But I'll keep looking as I walk, and more importantly, I'll keep my eye on the time, because I do not want to be stuck in this park when it closes. I won't lie, I thought this would be a lot easier to find a kookaburra. Alright, I have arrived at the plant nursery. Let's have a look in there and see if my luck changes.
Now I'll be honest, I was only in there for about 5 minutes. I realized that was probably not the best strategy for finding a kingfisher, so I decided to head to the next location. This park has a lake, which is the first place that I looked at the start of the day, but it also has a dam. So as I walked through one of the large fields, I got to a creek. So the idea was to follow the path up to the dam, and hopefully my luck would change there.
There was nothing at the plant nursery. I don't know what I was thinking. But there is a creek here running next to me. So I'm going to follow the creek and hope that I see a kookaburra, because the sun is definitely getting low now and I still need to walk back to my car. But look at this. This looks absolutely pristine. Wow. That is beautiful. This feels like the perfect place. I probably should be a bit more quiet as well. This feels like the perfect place. All right, fingers crossed. I don't know if I have much more time if I don't see one here. I don't know what to do. I have to make a decision. I either stay at this lake here, or I go to the much larger lake. It is completely flat though. There is no wind or anything. But yeah, the sun is setting, and I don't think I'll see one if it's dark outside. Plus, the place is closed, so I gotta get out of here before then. Yeah, I don't know what the best move is. I don't know. I think, I mean, it's stunning here. It's absolutely gorgeous. The sunset is amazing. I think I'm going to take the risk and walk back. I think I'll walk back to the car, which is parked by the large lake, and I'll follow the river. And just hopefully I get lucky, because there's no movement here whatsoever. And you know, if I was searching for what most people think of for a typical kingfisher, this is exactly where I would stay. But you know, kookaburras don't actually eat that much fish, so it's probably not the best strategy. I found the kangaroos. That's like, must be 30 of them or something. I'm not gonna stay though. There must be between 50 and 100 rainbow lorikeets here.
It's funny. The day started at the lake, and now I was going back to it as my last resort. I'd spent the whole day walking through Belair National Park looking for a kookaburra. I explored the woodlands, the fields, the waterfall, the plant nursery, and the dam. And I kept thinking, maybe further down the trail, maybe I'll find the world's largest kingfisher around the next corner.
The sun is about to set. Fingers crossed.
But kookaburras don't think like that. They're ambush hunters. They spend much of their time sitting quietly, watching the same piece of ground, and waiting for the right moment. So for me to find a kookaburra, maybe I should have been thinking like a kookaburra all along. They do the exact opposite of what I had been doing all day. As the light was fading, I didn't really have a choice of any other places to walk to. There wasn't enough time to keep chasing the next location, so I had to stay put. And I slowed down, and I watched. And see, the moment I started thinking like the bird that I was trying to find, my luck finally changed.
Okay, that's a kookaburra. Yes, finally! And that right there is the world's largest kingfisher. Can't believe it. There he is. There's the sunset. Probably 10 minutes until it's dark. That's perfect timing. Amazing. Okay, he just got spooked and flew to another tree. I gotta go around and get a better angle. The sun is literally setting. He's right there.
This here is the world's largest kingfisher. Most kingfisher species probably sit around between 15 to 20 centimeters, but this bird here, the Laughing Kookaburra, grow to being around 45 centimeters in length. Most kingfishers typically live beside water and eat fish, whereas the Laughing Kookaburra is commonly found far away from water and eats mainly insects, lizards, frogs, mice, and snakes.
He's flying to a new branch.
And most kingfisher species are typically solitary, whereas the Laughing Kookaburra often lives in family groups. And I later realized that this kookaburra had many family members nearby. The next time I go birdwatching, maybe I should take a lesson from the kookaburra. Sometimes it takes patience to find what you're looking for.
All right, he's moving. Let's follow him. All right, sun is officially set. He flew off. There he is. I cannot believe it. That took all day. Tick. Amazing.
The Laughing Kookaburra is known for many things. It's an Australian icon. Its laugh is recognized all over the world. But after today, I hope you'll know it for something else as well.
And there you have it. The world's largest kingfisher. There he goes. Amazing. Wow. What an absolutely amazing day. Look at that sunset. Or it's past sunset at this point. I must have seen, I don't know, between 4 or 5 kookaburras. Can't really tell because one was flying away, the next one was landing. I'm running back and forth. And I think there's between 400 and 500 cockatoos above me. They are so loud. What an amazing day. That is the world's largest kingfisher. Amazing.